G'day guys, it's Caleb from Portrait Films here. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about writing up pitch documents. I know that when we got started out, we found it really challenging to find good resources on how to construct a beautiful pitch document. So today I'm going to walk you through our process on how we construct our quotes, pitches, and proposal documents. Now, I know that creating a pitch document can be really challenging and frankly, pretty intimidating. The initial conversation that you have with a client is so important, but the pitch document is the first chance that you actually get to show off your work. A great proposal document can set you apart from the competition, and with a bit of hard work and definitely a bit of time, you can set up a template that will be fantastic and I'm sure will help get you increasing those conversions. So let me walk you through step by step how we approach creating our pitch documents. Before we get started, as I did mention before, it's important that you try and have a really detailed, in-depth discussion with your client about what they're wanting. So much of the pitch document is going to be based on the information that you can glean in that initial conversation before you send that document over to them. So, the first thing in your pitch document is, of course, your title page. There's a couple of things that you really want to include in this section of the brief. The first one is clarifying exactly what type of content you're going to be making. The next thing that I highly recommend doing is including a little bit of the brand that you're going to be working with. Let's say, for example, you landed McDonald's as a client. Congratulations, first of all. Well done, that's awesome. So for example, with a client like McDonald's, what I might do on my cover page is I'd include their logo and I might incorporate some of their branding colors into the elements around the page. Next up is the project details page. Here is where we outline all of the top line information about the project, like at the start we include the name. So for this project, it's going to be McDonald's TBC. Next up, I like to include the contact name for the company. So of course, it's Ronald here. Then I use the company name, where that would be McDonald's. So the next page that we've included is the top level overview page. This is really important because it gives people looking at the document a super quick summary of all the important things. Two main things I want to have on this page. One is the concept overview and the other is the deliverables overview. So in our concept overview section, I like to give a really short summary of the actual content of the ad. So for our ad with McDonald's, it's going to be all about that golden fry. So we're going to include a series of clips, all of different people or creatures eating those delicious fries. It starts with a baby, moves on to a kid, a seagull and a grandpa, and it all comes together in a fantastic chip turning into the golden M. The next important thing is to include the overview of the deliverables. So for this project, we're going to be doing a 60-second TVC that we're going to be recutting into a 30-second version and a 15-second version. We're also going to include some production stills. Time to get a little bit more detailed with the content of the pitch document. So here we've outlined the entire concept almost in treatment format, so that the user reading it can get a really strong idea of everything that's going to happen throughout the piece. Moving on to the next page, this is where I like to include some of our visual references and mood boards. This is a super important step because it gets you and the client on the same page right from the get-go by establishing the guidelines of what you're looking for. So we want images that have a nice summery vibe, casual, fresh, and young. So we're looking for the McDonald's color palette, which is of course that beautiful yellow and that beautiful red, complemented with a nice blue matching the sky and the water throughout the scenes. Now comes the real doozy. This is where you need to include your quote. It really depends on your business and your client. So take the time to have that upfront discussion and approach them, ask them honestly about what their budget range is. Talk about how you can craft your work to match their budget so that when you send that pitch document over, they're not shocked by some exorbitant number. It's really good if you can include a page that says a little bit about the way that you work. So in our documents, we like to outline what we cover in the pre-production, production, post-production, and of course, the final deliverable stage. The last thing that we're going to do is a final closing title page of sorts. So it's going to harken back to that original design with a nice uplifting message about how keen you are to work on the project and to get the ball rolling. Make sure you include your contact details as well, letting them know that your door is always open for a chat and you're keen and you can't wait to get started. And finally, this is a great place to establish your branding throughout the document. Make sure you're using simple things like consistent color palette and ensuring that you're using your correct fonts and your logo's visible somewhere on the page. I think that's it. We've worked all the way through the pitch document. Hopefully this has given you a good idea of how to set out your own pitch or proposal document, and it will give you a great start to making some beautiful quotes, proposals, pitches that you can send out to your clients. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, chuck us a quick subscribe and jump over to Instagram if you want to see more about our production company. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.